A Letter to God. In a small, isolated valley, there lived a farmer named Lencho. His house stood on the crest of a low hill, overlooking his only source of livelihood, his cornfield. The land was dry, and the crops were in desperate need of rain. Lencho, a man of deep faith and quiet determination, spent his days watching the sky, waiting for clouds to appear. Inside the house, life was simple but filled with silent worry. His wife prepared meals with whatever little they had, while their children remained unaware of the seriousness of their situation. Lencho often looked toward the sky with hope and said, "If only it rains, just once, everything will be fine." Days passed, and then one afternoon, dark clouds began to gather. Thunder rolled across the sky, and soon the long-awaited rain began to fall. Lencho rushed outside, filled with joy. He stretched out his hands and exclaimed, "It's raining!" The rain poured down heavily, bringing life back to the earth. The entire family stepped outside, smiling, letting the drops fall on their faces. It seemed like their prayers had been answered. But suddenly, the mood changed. The rain turned into a violent storm, and large hailstones began to fall from the sky. What had started as a blessing quickly became a disaster. The hailstones struck the fields relentlessly, destroying the crops within minutes. The next morning, the field was covered in a blanket of white. It looked like snow, but it carried no beauty, only loss. Lencho walked through the ruined field, his heart heavy. He said to himself, "Not a single ear of corn left. Everything is gone." That night, the family sat in silence. Hunger and uncertainty filled the air. But Lencho did not lose hope. His faith in God remained unshaken. With determination, he took a piece of paper and wrote a letter. "Dear God, if you don't help me, my family will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos to sow my field again. Yours sincerely, Lencho." The next day, Lencho went to the town and placed the letter in the mailbox, addressing it simply to God. At the post office, the postmaster noticed the unusual address. At first, he laughed, but as he read the letter, his expression changed. He was deeply moved by Lencho's unwavering faith. He said softly, "What faith?" Wanting to help preserve that faith, the postmaster decided to act. He gathered his employees and asked them to contribute money for Lencho. Together, they managed to collect 70 pesos, less than what was needed, but all they could afford. The postmaster placed the money in an envelope and wrote, "From God," on it. When Lencho received the letter, he showed no surprise. To him, it was only natural that God would respond. Calmly, he opened the envelope and counted the money. However, his expression soon changed. The amount was less than what he had asked for. Angered, but still firm in his belief, Lencho went back to the post office. He asked for paper and wrote another letter. "Dear God, thank you for the money, but I only received 70 pesos. The rest must have been stolen by the post office employees. Please send the remaining amount. Yours sincerely, Lencho." The postmaster read the second letter and couldn't help but smile, partly in disbelief, partly in admiration. He said quietly, "Such faith and such innocence." And in that moment, Lencho's faith remained untouched, pure, absolute, and unbreakable, even if it misunderstood the very hands that tried to help him.